Good morning, race fans, and welcome to today at the races at Laurel Park on Breeders' Cup Saturday. Tim Tellick joined by Keith Fustel. Another beautiful fall day.
Beautiful.
Track is fast. Unfortunately, we're off the turf today, but there were only 2 races scheduled on the grass, so that was good foresight by the racing office to limit our turf racing this time of year.
Absolutely. Races 1 and 7 are off the turf over to the main track. And, beautiful day today, sunny. It was chilly. It was chilly out this morning. I think it was up where I was, it was below 30. So you felt it, no doubt. But looking forward for a big, long day of racing.
It is a long day if you go all the way to the end of Breeders' Cup. Yesterday we had that nice cash back in the early pick 4. You took a shot at it, but it was chalk. And you spread in the last leg of the pick 4, trying to get something to come on with the price. Didn't happen.
Yeah, we tried, and it was a chalky day. What was our biggest winner yesterday?
$9.60, and that was a She's
Whiskey. And Ms. the Best in the last $11. How did that horse go off at 9-2? I had 5-2 on the morning line. I was really surprised at the price of that one. So hopefully, you caught a little value there with Ms. the Best and Jeremiah O'Dwyer. But I think we're going to get a little bit better prices this afternoon.
She is Whiskey, I remember, because I had that one on top.
Yeah, good pick.
That was that one I had on top, part of my Stronach 5. Speaking of the Stronach 5, it paid out yesterday. 2 8 winners, about 8 winners for $8,826. There were 4 winning tickets. 4 winning tickets for $8,826, and you see the payouts right there. Got a little wild there at Gulfstream Park. That horse paid $13.40. That was a Mark Casse horse, Live Oak Plantation.
I was
shocked.
Yeah, he ran 1-2 in that race, and they were the kind of 2 I was keying around. And you got a free square there at Laurel, basically, with Don't Sweet Fool You at 260. So kind of like a Stronach 4.5 when you're really breaking it down. You had a chance. They got to trim that ticket. Hopefully came away with the score of over $8,000.
Yeah, nothing wrong with $8,000 if you were one of the 4 winning tickets. We've got lots of offers here today on Breeders' Cup Saturday, and the first one up is the Breeders' Cup Money Back Special yesterday, and of course today. Cash back up to $10 on every race at Del Mar on Breeders' Cup days when your horse finishes 2nd or 3rd. For details, go to first.com/bet/promotions for that money back special. Also, and you're part of it, Keith, the free Breeders' Cup wagering guide. How'd you do yesterday?
Well, I was part of it. Let's not go into that. That was the money games race, and when we were on it, but not really the way it ended up that you needed to be on it. So I feel bad. We put a lot of time and effort kind of breaking things down, and just a really strange turn of events, and we won't go any further into it because I'd probably get in trouble.
It might take up the whole show.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Yeah. But listen, go to downloadfirst.com and get those picks for Breeders' Cup.
Absolutely.
Also, we have past performances. Just go down to xbtv.com. These are free for all the first racing venues. You can get that again at xbtv.com. It's a free go. Look them up and move on with it. Nice day out here. A little chilly, no doubt. As we mentioned, we're off the turf. Main track is fast. About 48 degrees right now, but it's going to be going up to lower mid-50s. A little bit of wind out of the north at about 7 miles an hour. As we move on, let's get started.
Okay.
Race 1. Race 1 does come off the turf. It will be contested at 3/4 of a mile on the main track. Kicks off the early pick 5. As always, 12% industry low takeout and 50-cent minimum on the early pick 5. This could be pretty well played today. I think we're going to have a lot of fans here with the Breeders' Cup and whatnot, so maybe we get pretty well played in the early pick 5. We're going to start with your top pick in race number 1, and that is to the outside, and that is the 11. And once I get to this, Bartolino. Look, this is a first off the claim for Rudy Sanchez Solomon. Gets first main track ever in his career. But look, breeding says can handle it.
Exactly. When you kind of initially look at what the siblings and everything involved, it's turf. But you dig a little deeper, there's dirt there. There's, if I'm not mistaken, let's just double check. Second Dam was a stakes winner on the dirt. Tisways can handle the dirt. You said the tail of the cat. There's not a lot of speed signed on Rudy Sanchez barn been rolling right along. I like this horse position forward from the outside to be around a long way. The horse to beat is your top selection, no doubt. Artistic Reason. We have a stat for that horse for Jamie Ness. Do we have that, guys? There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, Jamie Ness, last 3 years in the dirt, 6 for 17, 35%, 12 for 17 in the money. Second off the claim. Route to sprint, good ROI of 309. Artistic Reason doesn't have a slow speed, but against this group, looking at it, he is going to make a run into the pace. I would certainly think.
And he stays close enough while going a route of ground that he shouldn't be too far outrun. But you're absolutely right about the 11 Bartolino, who simply could get out could get out there and just keep going. It wouldn't be anything unusual for a Rudy Sanchez Solomon horse to do exactly that. Get to the front and just keep on rolling. 11-9 for Keith in the opener, 9-11 for myself as we move to race number 2. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4. Keith, you put together a ticket. What does it look like?
Yeah, well, hopefully it's not as chalky as yesterday. At least you got a little bit of a rebate, right? So there you go. If you signed up for the first bet. So again, first bet, check it out. Take advantage of all of the offers. You might be surprised at what you can take advantage of. Race 2, 2 deep, 4 and the 6, Congress Hall, Fairy Wish. There's Ness again. Race 3, 2 deep again. Golden Grant I like as a speed factor here, going for Tony Ferrier. Race 4. A little bit deeper with the 2, 3, and 5. A Ranchar, a little price play, as is Carolina Ice. Kind of came back to life on the turf. She's got some back races on the dirt that certainly could upset this field. And race 5, 3 deep again with the 1, 4, and 5. Manicomio, I think, is going to be the one to catch. Bahama Channel called outside with the blinkers on. A big drop. Manicomio will come into this race sharp. So there's your ticket, $18. Very affordable. I'm not think it's going to pay huge, but we'll take it a couple $100 if we can get it done for that investment.
There you go. Yeah. Race 2 goes a mile and a 16th. It's for fillies and mares 4 and up, which have not won a race in 6 months or never won 4 races. We're going to start with your top pick in here. Keith, that's a 6. Fairy Wish for Jamie Ness. Jamie Rodriguez gets the call. This one's stretching back out. I think you just toss the Maryland Million starter going 7/8 a mile. Not her cup of tea, but she still hung around there. And now she gets to go back to a mile where she was just beat 2 starts ago.
Yeah, her most recent figs don't quite match up with Congress Hall, but she's a little bit more experienced at the route of ground. And what we're going 4th time here for Ness. Really bounced around at the break in that distaff starter. Comes back. I think she's got positional speed, can stay the trip against this group. But Congress Hall certainly ran pretty well 2 races back, going a route of the ground and got in a little trouble early and still kept on gamely to the wire.
Yeah, we can go to the video on Congress Hall.
Yeah, Congress Hall around the first turn, broke sharp, was with the pace inside. Unfortunately, a little bit headstrong, might get in a little bit of a tight spot here into the backstretch. Does have to check. We're going to pick this up here, leaving the 3/4 pole into the backstretch, and a little checking going on, I should say, about the 7/8.
There we go.
Boom, boom. Yeah, a little take up there, unfortunately, for Grant and Congress Hall, but is able to recover. Gets to the outside, finally settles, now drops back down inside with this rail run. I'm thinking, okay, here we go, gonna get it done. But floating on by, a horse, kind of been around Charlestown connections, can kind of stay the route just a little bit better this particular afternoon. But Congress Hall showing some grit there with a big effort after the early adversity.
Kind of got out of trouble, and you can see she was getting just a tad rank on the outside when Grant moved her to the outside and got her to settle again. But this was a good effort with the trouble. You don't use on your early pick 4, and you use here the 3 Sierra Leona.
Yeah.
I have this one on top. This is an 11-time winner, second off of a break, over a year break. I didn't think that was a terrible return sprinting. That's not what she likes to do. She likes to go a route of ground, and she's dropping to this 6-month condition while she's getting to go a route of ground this afternoon. And she gets Toledo once again. Toledo sticks.
Yeah, she's run some wild races in the past. I mean, dropping back, coming again. I mean, you just don't see that too often. She's maybe just a quirky horse to ride, and when she decides to run, she puts together and finishes from the top of the stretch home. Yeah, I've got comment last was maybe just a tune-up for the stretch out. Yeah, if she comes anywhere close, to that 60 buyer that she's certainly capable of. She's run, mid-60s, high 60s. Yeah, she's going to beat this group. just that long layoff. Is she what she was? That's my biggest concern.
Well, that's the thing. Was a 1 7/8 of a mile race enough? I'm hoping it is, and I'm hoping that this drop into this 9 hours of 6, 9 hours of a race in 6 months is good enough for Sierra Leone in race 2. Race 3 is a claiming event. 9 hours of 2 lifetime, claiming price $10,000, going 1 mile. And we're going to start with your top pick, the 2 Golden Grant. And we have a stat on Anthony Ferrier for Golden Grant.
Yeah, Ferrier Barn, coming alive a little bit, hitting the board against the winners here. But I like this stat, 6 for 27, 22%. Dirt routes in Maryland, second off the claim at an ROI of 219. I think Golden Grant, as we know, speed is usually pretty dangerous on this new surface, is the controlling speed in here. Be aggressive, stretching out internal fractions last time, 45 and 4, but within 6 lengths of that. They're not going to be anywhere close to that kind of fractions today. This horse is going to be able to relax, stretches it out, has a 58 buyer at a 2-turn mile down at Oaklawn. I think this horse works today, second off the claim.
No doubt about that, and some good numbers back at Indiana Downs and Keeneland while sprinting that will work here. I have the 7 on top, Positive Power for Claudio Gonzalez. JD Acosta gets the call. This one's taking another drop. Gets back to the main track this afternoon. You look back, you got a good race on the mud there at Monmouth, and you go back a little further, you might find another one. I just think this one's getting the right class relief today, and I know he's winless on the main track, but he might have found the right group to get the job done.
She needs it, and I think she's going to need a little help up front. If she gets a battle, say midway on that turn, things start developing. She doesn't have a big move. She's kind of got that steady, slow move, grinding move, and may use it to her advantage in here. Gets in late with Jean Novello.
We'll move to race 4. Race 4 kicks off of the Rainbow Pick 6. We do have a little bit of a carryover, $5,251. Callie Francois will have a ticket to right now. She's going to have a ticket right now, and this is how she plays it. $54 ticket. She's going to single right off the bat on the 2 Corn Off the Cob. Corn Off the Cob's going to have to tangle with Calypso Ghost this afternoon. Pretty brave single there, but 1-4-8 in race 5. She goes 1-3-4 in race 6, 1-9-10 in race 7. In race 8, she uses the 1 and the 2. That's at third level allowance race, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. Bust Off and Galerio. And then she spreads in race 9, a wide open 12-5 event using the 1, 3, 4, 7, and 8. If you get past the first one, Callie, you might be in for a nice day. $54 ticket for Callie Francois and the Rainbow Pick 6. Race 4 is for fillies mares 3 and up, which have started for a claiming price of $12,500 or less in their last 3 starts, or claiming price $16,000. I run out of breath with these conditions sometimes. Anyway, it goes 3/4 of a mile, and we're going to start with my top pick in here, and that is the 6 Calypso Ghost, and we're also going to look at the 2 Corn Off the Cob, and this was their race on October 9th, where Corn Off the Cob got the better of Calypso Ghost.
Yeah, Calypso Ghost on the outside battling in an extended duel this particular afternoon game. The speed has come back to Calypso Ghost. Lost it for a couple of races, 3 or 4 races back, and it's back now. But you got to, Corn Off the Cob benefited. Had the best of everything up in front of her that particular afternoon. But Jerry Robb, when he gets these horses winning, they can repeat. He's hoping, again, I think, certainly that Ranchar and Calypso Ghost, they look like the 2 speeds in here, that they get tangled up again.
Calypso Ghost, look, someone's going to have to go with Calypso Ghost. Maybe Ranchar, your top pick, goes with Calypso Ghost. I think if Calypso Ghost, who's won 3 of his last 4, including the Maryland Million starter, goes with him, if they don't go with him, he'd get to a clear lead and just keep on going. Even if they do go with him, he's a tough cookie. He doesn't give it up, and he gave it up that particular day after getting challenged early. But you look at 2 of his last 3 starts, and they headed him, and they headed him hard, and he kept on digging in. 4 starts ago at Timonium, got to an easy lead and kept on going. But Corn Off the Cob, 11-time winner, Ranchar drops back down to a level of his most recent win.
Yeah, I think she can take it right to Calypso Ghost. It's amazing how Calypso Ghost has battled like that. She was on the best part of the racetrack, Maryland Million Day, but still carried it 7/8. But Ranchar's pretty quick, and you go on the go back. Yeah, I'm not worried about the last race. They went really fast. Couldn't quite keep up. She'll be able to keep up with this group. She beats horses like Conjecture. She's there with the weekend. Horses that work, maybe a little bit better than this group. So I think Ranchar, aggressive ride here from Acosta, put her in the race early. She can stay the trip.
There we go. Yep. Race 4, 3-2-5 for Keith, 6-2-3 for myself. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the late pick 5. Welcome back to Today at the Races. Tim Tulloch joined by Keith Fustel as we move to race 5. Race 5 kicks off the late pick 5. This is for 3-year-olds and up, which have not won a race in 6 months or never won 4. Your top pick in here, Keith, is the 4 Manicomio for Mikey Duralis. Michael Sanchez gets the call. And last couple just okay, but you don't have to go too far back to see the races that will work in this spot this afternoon.
I think the 2 turns is going to be the key here. I like this horse at 1 16th, and maybe a little bit more so than a mile. And I think it's the speed of the speed. It's kind of like Nick's Go, maybe might be in the Breeders' Cup. But I think Manicomio can shake clear of this field. Had to make a bid into a very good pace last time. Faded ever so slightly at the last 16th of a mile. Draws towards the inside, has the advantage over Bahama Channel. I know who adds the blinkers, but it's a little bit of a questionable drop here, jamming here. I mean, Kieran does do that, and he does win. But I think Manicomio, if he can kind of separate early, say in that first 3/16 of a mile, I think he can relax and take this field wire to wire.
And you don't use my top pick at all, the 8 Bahama Channel, Toledo for McGee. Blinkers go on. He drops, and he's another one, just like Manicomio, that's going to get back to 2 turns today. And that's where he has done his best racing, going 2 turns against tougher. And now he's in for the nickel. Yeah,
and then benefiting if these two get kind of tangled up, which could happen. 3 the hard ways right there with Forest Boys. Just kind of sit the trip along the inside. Good effort and got in some trouble. A couple races back going turf to dirt. Will stay the trip in here.
Yeah, we have a video of 3 the hard way who gets Forest Boys this afternoon. This is from September 30th.
Yeah, this is this horse, again, 3 to 5 wide. You see the comment when it comes out, and unfortunately, this is the Manicomio race. Gets carried out just a little bit. Manicomio drifting, a little force out there at the 16th pole, but keeps on grinding. I like that determination. And again, inside post at the 2 turns, positional speed. Certainly should make a run into it.
And gets Forrest, as we mentioned. That's never a bad thing on a horse like this.
No,
you can just sit a nice trip all the way around there. Race 6 is a maiden event, a maiden $40,000 claiming event, going 5.5 furlongs for maiden 2-year-olds. And Keith, you have the 1 Romaninski on top for Claudio Gonzalez, a first-time starter by Great Notion out of a domestic dispute mare. Angel Cruz gets the call. Working okay. What's the attraction?
Yeah, well, undisputed legend, bottom side, the mare. Okay, this horse, Rominski, is a half to where she told me to go, multiple stakes winner. We saw the 3-year-old half-sister just gallop first time out a few days ago, running a decent number. So certainly Great Notions, 16, 17% first time out. Everything kind of points to win early for the 1. I think this needs a good break here.
That's the key.
From that inside post.
That is going to be the key. And if you don't get a good break when you're down in there, you better have been well schooled into kickback because it's going to be coming back. And sometimes horses just aren't schooled well enough when they take that kickback in a race. And you've seen it 1,000 times up there. I've got the 2 on top. A hand gesture for for Arno Delacour. Michael Sanchez gets the call. Well, first of all, my picks have a theme. I love these divining rods.
Sure.
They're running. I like this one right here. The dam was 2 for 2. She broke her maiden at first asking. The second dam broke her maiden at first asking, so they tend to be a little bit early and working well up there, Fairhill.
Yeah, I like how both the 1 and the 2, the Maryland breds, taking advantage here, the maiden 40 of that waiver that you can use. The only hiccup I've got is Delacour. I've got this little stat the last 2 years, 2 for 23 with 2-year-old firsters on the dirt. That's a concern for me. I was shocked when I saw that stat. So, but looking at the breeding, certainly second dam, you go a little deeper, 1 debut. One of these two, I think, are going to, or maybe both, ready to rock and roll and run big. I think the horse that has experience in here that you got to take a look at, you got in the mix, is the 7, Dr. Rags. We're going to watch that video, right? Do we have a video of that?
We do.
Yeah, let's take a look. And this was on the 24th of September. 4 wide turn, but the move is the middle move is what I like there in the familiar. That's the Dark Hollows Farm Silks, right?
Yep.
Yeah, makes a pretty good run into a okay pace. 22-3, 46-3. Almost 4 or 5 length kind of gain around the turn, but against the grain of this racetrack. A fade through the stretch. Quick final time. Second place finisher Whitty, who was a big price we liked that day for Merriman, went back, I think went up to PA, galloped with a 75 next time out. I think this horse is going to benefit. Reported first time gelding. Hunch play of the day, Dr. Rags, my man, Coach Joe Sherman, Coach Delgado Baseball. I'm wearing the Delgado sweatshirt today. That's his dad, Rags, a legend, passed away years back. But great guy, great coach. There's your hunch play of the day, Dr. Rags.
And I had a Trombetto horse, second-time starter yesterday. Ended up running pretty decent, 3rd or 4th off that same type of race, just a bit of a beat, and came back and improved second time out. This one's had a few works since that September 24th debut. Race 7 is off the turf. We're going to run this one going the 1-turn mile on the main track. This is for 3-year-olds and up, which started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less, or never won 3 races, or claiming price $25,000. I'm going to get them memorized here in a minute. Keith, both you and I have the 10, the Angry Man, on top. 2 wins since arriving in the Jamie Ness barn, 1 on the turf, 1 on the main track. Good figures in both those races, but boy, last summer, summer 2020, this horse showed up big at Saratoga with a big race while running 3rd.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it right now with the Ness farm, man. They're going great guns. And lots of scratches in here. Take out the 2, 3, 4,
tons.
5, 6, and 13. I don't necessarily think he's going to be on the lead, but I think from just off of it, he relaxes and brings the finish. He's done it turf or dirt. Definitely moving up in this barn, moving back to top form. Will he ever get back to those 80s? I'm not so sure, but I think he's in good enough form right now to beat this group.
Well, he's certainly going the right direction, and we've seen the Ness horses just kind of steadily improve all the time. The 1 order for Porky gets back on the main track for the first time since last March, but ran a nice race here last January where he got the starter race, 25,000 starter, done on the main track. This is kind of a funny horse for me, Keith. Always has been. I've just never. This should be a good spot for him. There's no doubt about that.
Never been able to catch him. I've caught him a couple times, right?
Trust him.
Yeah.
Never been able to trust him.
No doubt. Shorter field here. I think he's all right. You got speed with Lamplighter Jack and Rapid Response. He's got a little bit of positional speed. I mean, he'll kind of roll up within himself to get position, I think, here with Cedeno. I think he can get a good stalking trip, maybe be tucked in around the turn, mid-turn. If he's within a couple lengths, he's got a style that can kind of just steadily go, grind it out through the stretch, and be a player in here. So I'm going to key around the 1 and the 10.
Now let's talk about the 7 Lamplighter Jack for a minute. This is one comes in for Dale Bennett. Dale Bennett hasn't won a race at the meet yet, but he was very strong last winter. His horses are hitting the board. They're starting to warm up. This horse has shown some speed, 2 back at Delaware Park, got the job done and ran a good race on the turf with a win in his last start.
I think of the speeds, he's the stayer in my opinion. He's a reclaim. They go back. They like this horse. Numbers going in the right direction. Certainly wouldn't be a terrible surprise. Acosta's going to have this horse into the race.
Race 8 is the feature race of the day. This is a 3rd level allowance race, optional claimer. And Keith, you and I both have the steady, so steady Galerio on top. We're going to look at his race from March 13th of last year. This is a Harrison Johnson, and this was a big effort of getting beat by a pretty nice horse in Cordmaker.
Yeah, we're going to go back a little bit on here. This is the last time he was seen at Laurel Park, right, at a mile and 8. And just, the slow pace. This is where Cordmaker got away with it, was able to walk the dog up front, but take nothing away. Galerio, you put him up near the lead, he's just going to keep on going and going and going. He's going to fight you tooth and nail. Second time off the claim, a good effort. First off the claim in that stakes at Parks, draws inside. Maybe not quite as fast as Bustoff. He doesn't need to do it. He's got a cruising speed, though, does Galerio. He's going to keep in touch and I think get it done.
And loves Laurel Park. 18 starts here. 15 times he's been 1 or 2 with 7 wins. I agree with you. Bustoff from the fence is going straight to the lead. And Galerio can keep Bustoff within sights. Bustoff, a reclaim by Hugh McMahon, ran a lifetime best in that last race against softer. Always easier to do against a softer group. But, boy, if he comes back with that race, it could be a little bit of trouble for Galerio.
Bustoff's been great at Laurel. Last time out, $1.90 to 1, got it done as a favorite for Claudio. Look at the internals, though. 24 and 449 flat. Got away with it and had that finished. That's what enhanced that number. He was able to bring it home the final 3/8 of a mile. McCain's pretty quick, and so is Lord Wins a lot. And if they're kind of up to snuff with their top races, they're going to be forcing the issue. Bustoff's not going to get away with it that easy. He has been able to come from just off of it. I don't think he's going to run that 93 back. If anybody does, I think it's going to be Galerio.
Yeah, we talked about that on the radio this morning, that this horse simply might bounce a little bit off of that race coming back in 17 days. 2-7 for Keith in our feature, 2-1 for myself. As we move through the finale, there's a wide open 12,500 claimer going 5.5 furlongs, and your top pick in here is the 7, Keith. That is New Frontier for Kira McGee. Carlos Lopez gets the call. I have this one on top also. Look, winner 3 of the last 6. All 3 wins at this same similar level.
Trying to get it done at Charlestown, get through that A other than condition. And he doesn't bring the speed at Charlestown like he has here that he's shown. I think the first 16th of a mile, 1/8 of a mile is huge. Bull Shark looks like the only one that can challenge him early. If he's able to shake clear, I think he's gone in here. And
we both like the 3 fast cash, Mario Saray in our exacta. Taking a little bit of a drop in class and can show up with a good race.
Absolutely.
But he looks like he might be a little unruly.
Well, yeah, he's got some, some marks on his page that aren't great, but 4 to 5 wide against a pretty good group last time out. Drops inside. Grant Whitaker knows how to find the rail, save ground, and just draft up to make that move. He does it time and time again. I like the way he rides. I mean, he kind of flies under the radar. He puts horses in position and is able to save ground most of the time.
Right, second off a layoff, and no doubt about it. I mean, that was a good group. Rookie Salsa, WW Springtime, and Stroll Smokin' for that level. Get some class relief this afternoon. That is going to do it for our card this afternoon. Big Breeders' Cup card, but Keith and I decided we were just going to look at the Classic this afternoon. There's the lineup for the Breeders' Cup Classic and the morning line and the riders. Keith, we're going to start with your top pick, and you've got the 3 Hot Rod Charlie on top. Blinkers go on this one finally, I might add. He's been running big races all year long. He's been trying to get himself beat, and it was successful one of those times. But look, working well, and he absolutely shouldn't be short. Look at the works that Doug O'Neill's put into him. 2 consecutive works going 7/8 of a mile sitting on top of this.
And that's the key. And certainly this race is interesting. The first 3/16 of a mile are critical for Nick Sko. Nick Sko, Brad Cox has said, the race is going to go through him. So go with him at your peril. I think if he can get a little bit of pressure on Nick Sko, Hot Rod Charlie's just going to draft into a great position. He's got positional speed. He can stay. He had a similar trip in the Derby, down inside, worked through a little traffic, and kept going. The works are there. He's working forwardly. Little tweak. He's got the blinkers on today. Keep a straight line. Let's hope. He can lay close to this kind of pace and keep going. That's what I like about Hot Rod Charlie on a track like that. Essential quality's been great. I mean, he's unreal. A little bit longer layoff than maybe you'd like to see, but he's going to be cranked up, ready to go. And Tripoli is a horse at 15 to 1.
You got this horse.
You got Irad Ortiz at a big price like that. And if a couple of these horses really get caught up, there's a horse that's proven over this racetrack. You're going to let Irad Ortiz get off at 15 to 1. I'm using this horse, especially if desperate times calls for desperate measures. This is the horse I'm going to key. This is the horse I'm going to key around, no doubt, at a big price.
Look, Medina Spirit's going to be putting, or at least trying to put pressure on Nick Sko. That's the only way. He runs well. I mean, he needs to be up there in a part of it. I've got Essential Quality on top.
Okay.
I think the speed will develop. He's able to lay right off of it. That was a huge race in the Travers. I was there, and he never really looked like he was going full out to beat.
He does what he needs to do. He's a pro.
26% off this type of layoff. Brad Cox's. This is another one coming in, working lights out at Churchill Downs. A recent 3/4 work of 113, 5/8 and 59. So I think he's able to lay off just off the speed, maybe with Hot Rod Charlie, and it comes down to those two. If it develops, I mean, Nick Sko gets loose. The problem I have with Del Mar is, for me, it's an elongated bull ring. It's a short stretch. It's 911 feet. If you're in front clear, it's hard unless you're close, like a Nick Sko, like a Hot Rod Charlie or Essential Quality.
Right.
You're not coming from too far back.
Agreed.
So,
I mean, you're going to need that meltdown. I mean, if you're 6-7 out of it down the backside, you better hope they're cooking up front and contesting the pace.
Then it still might not be enough.
Yeah.
And it simply still might not be enough. So there you go. Breeders' Cup Classic picks. Keith has Hot Rod Charlie on top. I have Essential Quality. Hope you spend the day with us and into the evening. We've got a lot of great live racing, a lot of great racing from Breeders' Cup. And we hope you hang around.
Good
luck today.
Everybody enjoy. Good luck.